guys, Matt and Mike, Irontrap Garage, is working on the free T again. So I've been on some parts hunting, gathering,
truckloads and truckloads,
adventures as usual. So a quick recap on the parts. I had a 59 flathead block that came with the load of stuff where we got the wide 5 drums, the remainder of the wheels, and some other small parts that we needed for this car. In that load, I paid $200 for the truckload. I sold a friend of mine the block. We ended up checking it out as a really good condition 59 block. So he bought that. So that actually squares us up for the whole truckload from last time. And so we ended up getting the wheels and the other parts we needed for this for free from this. So that was kind of the getting rid of stuff. Then this past Sunday, I went to look at a bunch of parts, some old speed equipment, another 59 flathead block, or actually engine complete, and I bought a whole truckload of stuff from the guy, and he had an unknown banjo rear, a later banjo rear sitting there, and also a couple of unknown transmissions that he ended up just throwing into my stack of stuff for free because he didn't know anything about it. There was no warranty. All I knew is that they were free. They turned over. We'll give them a try. Worst case scenario, we throw them away.
Sounds perfect for the free T.
Yeah.
Free is for this T.
Yeah, so
I don't know if you can see it, but it's sitting back over here.
Corner. So I slid a couple of the Wi-Fi drums from the last truckload of stuff onto that so that when we're at that point, which is soon, we can make it a roller, at least in the rear. So, we mentioned last time we want to work on the...
Yeah, we're going to work on bracing the body. We're going to start with the front cowl and work our way back. The rear is actually not too bad. The sheet metal just kind of isn't attached to the wooden existing frame, so we're going to try and attach that to make it a little bit more rigid and less floppy. We're going to start with the front cowl first so we can pin that down, pin it to the spot where we'd like it to fall on the frame, and then work on the doors and then see where everything kind of falls. We do need to cut the back half of the frame off the table so we can put the rear section on and then kind of just go from there.
Yeah, so we'll, hopefully the goal eventually, I don't know if we're going to get it done in this one video, but maybe it'll take 2. So we want to get it to the point like the Sweetheart Roadster where we can pick up one whole body and move it and position it, because right now every time we mock this up it's a different spot. So once we get it there, then we can start cutting the body to kind of sink it down and get the pieces to sit where they need to be, but we need something structurally to make it.
And the goal is to not have the whole car together with 30 snap clamps, because Matt sent me a photo the other day, he was working on it, and there was like 15 holding just the front cowl where it should be. It was a mess. Absolute mess.
Less clamps holding the car together is the goal for this.
That is our goal for today.
So we'll get started.
replacing and moving and figuring things out. We have a game plan, we think. We're gonna pull this back section back off, and there's actually wood, well, everything's held in by wood on these early tees. But with this piece of wood that runs right down the B-pillar, we're gonna replace that with box tubing. That way we can attach the hinges to it, and it'll help strengthen everything. That side of there is totally busted. It kind of just flops around. So we're gonna attach that and then put a piece of box tubing widthwise. Then we can set the front height pretty much, and that'll give us a nice base. And from there, we're gonna work forward and remake basically frame rails. So the doors, it'll run along the frame and around the door and connect to the pieces in the front that Matt did. So then that'll kind of help put all the pieces together in one. So it's basically a somewhat complete body.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're gonna try and mimic kind of what I did in the front here, because the crossbar I have in the front is just actually to hold stuff together. So that's kind of where we need to start. So we're gonna do similar on this. We're gonna make the uprights, and then we'll put a cross piece that may or may not stay there. But at least it gives us something to set things on and move it around. And then, like Mike said, we can work forward and start connecting pieces, and that'll put these two halves together. So.
As long as we're eliminating snap clamps, that's the biggest
And
thing.
wood, and rotten wood.
Yes. Moon's gonna have something to chew on here in a minute.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take this back half off and get started. How's that fit in there, Matt?
Damn, that's pretty good.
First try?
Not bad.
Now you just have to do it a second time.
It's alright, we can copy it. But I think we'll get rid of this bolt here.
Hold that homemade bracket in.
Well, yeah, it's just in the way. So if we can somehow, it is kind of holding shit. Yeah, so I think this will work. This tab's bent back, so once we bend it to where it should be, let's just sit in like that. early because he had to, you know, do normal people's stuff and go home. And I pushed through into the evening a little bit just to get where I wanted to be with the car for this evening. So what I ended up doing was I made a bracket on the other side to sort of replicate the one on this side that was missing over there. Same deal as before, drilled, tapped them, ran some bolts through, and now this thing is pretty solid in the back end. At least the side to side, these panels on the side aren't flopping around. Back here we still need to put some supports in, but surprisingly it's not falling apart, and it takes like 20 less clamps or so to hold this thing together. The door fits pretty decent. I don't even actually have any screws in this door yet, but it fits up nice and tight like it should. We can actually open the gap up just a little bit when we start setting the actual body mounts. So this is pretty good. Huge step with getting the front cowl nice and solid, getting the doors in and kind of sitting where they need to be, and getting this rear body section set in place so that it's not falling apart either. So this thing's a lot more solid, which is really great. The other side, we need to do the door jamb area to get the other door so that it sits where it needs to sit. And we need to start doing some more bracing inside of this thing in here. And also eventually we're going to need to get some bracing front to back to put the whole thing together. But I'm going to wait a little bit on that because I want to get the doors and everything kind of fitting how they need to before we lock ourselves in with the connecting the front and rear section of the body together. But once we get that door section kind of together so that the other door clamps in like this one pretty nicely, we'll be moving pretty good. So I think next time we're going to try and work on that door area, get that set, and then we can work on, you know, kind of piecing everything together from there. And hopefully we can find a rear or a front axle here soon, and then we can take it off the table and maybe even set it on some wheels, which would be extremely exciting. So that's all we got for this week. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, we try and do the Model T videos, the free T videos, on Tuesdays if possible. Sweetheart Roadster, we're working on that. Usually Fridays we put a video out on that. But who knows, you know, what's going on with life, which one we work on. But we're definitely going to try and get a video out every week for you guys with something that's going on around the shop. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.